Hello everyone, and in this video we're going to work with the forms for sign up and all the authentication system. So let's start right away by creating a new file in like here in auth. Let's name it forms.py. Okay. The first thing that we need to import, of course, is the forms, and then the user contrib auth models import user, right? And we're going to create some functions to like validate that the user is entering like the username or like unique user. So let's import from Django.core as sections as sections import validation error, right? And of course we need to import from our new model. Let's import the profile. Okay. Let's start creating the validation functions. Let's start with the forbidden username, forbidden users. So here we're going to basically set all the, let's put forbidden users. So here we're going just to set which user we don't want to the name of the users that we don't want a user to create, right? For example, like admin and CSS, we don't want a person creating a user with these names, right? So CSS, JavaScript, authenticate. We have done this before, I think, that logging and like log out and root, right? Administrator. Let's go down. Administrator. Email. So all these like weird names for users, we can just put it here. Just put some SQL, insert DB, static, Python, and Python, and then delete, and then or like table, or like insert, yeah. But yeah, so now we check if value. We can just put it if value. Let's just lower value in forbidden users. Raise the validation error. Invalid name for user. This is a reserve word, right? Okay, now let's invalid user. Let's create another one, value, and then like here, if like that in value or plus in value or hyphen in value. If any of these ones, all these like character that we don't like, let's do the same thing. Race, validation error. This is an invalid user. Do not use this charge. You can add more if you want to. This is just for a test. I'm just putting like, you know. Now let's check the email. If unique email value, because we don't want like creating multiple user with the same email. Sorry. Oops. Let's check if user that objects that filter the email underscore I exact value is 6. So if we check here, race, validation error, user with this email already exists, so no. Okay, now let's check the unique user. Here, if user.objects.filter username, this is the field, I exact, and then we pass the value. Oops, we pass the value that it's 6. Race, validation error, and then user with this username already is 6. Okay. Yeah, unique email, unique user, invalid user, blah blah blah. We can just create our new, the sign up forms that model form. Okay, so we have the username will be forms that char field, and then just put like a widget forms that test input, right? Let's put a max length of like 30, and then of course this should be required. Okay, that's for the email. Let's check the username. Models.form, char field. So in the widget, this is forms that email input, right? Mass length 100, required of course 2. Yeah. Now the password. Forms that char field, and for the widget, forms that password input. Okay, and then confirm password. Forms that char field widget would be forms that password input, same thing. Okay. This one's required, let's put true, and let's put a label just in case, and then the label confirm your password. Okay, we have the fields. Now let's add the class meta. The model will be user, and then the fields, username, email, and password. Okay. So now that we have this, we need to now we work with the these functions. We basically pass and validate that they are true, or that they pass. This is basically the test. Django has in the documentation, they also have multiple tests. Auth, view, test, I think. Oops. Yeah, here. Yeah, if they pass a test and everything, they have multiple tests, the email check and everything. We're just creating our own. But now let's create a new function called we're overriding this one, right? So init, let's override this one. Self args keywords super sign up form self, and then we pass yep. So now here self fields and fields username, because this is we're checking the forwarding user first. So here we pass the username, right? That validators append, and now here we pass the name of the function here. Oops. Yep. And then here fields username again, validators append, and then invalid user. Same thing, self field, oops, username again, because for this one is the unique user here. This is for the unique email, for the unique user. But validators that append, and then unique user. We should move this one here. Let's move it so we can have the same order here. Okay. And then now here, let's copy this one, paste it here. This is for the email, and then this one is the email. No, unique email. Yep. Now we clean. We call this okay, this method, and then super sign up form. We are overriding this one too, and then clean. This is we're getting we're testing the password, right? Password self that clean data that get, and then we get the password from the this is from the input. That this area here is from the input, that we're in the password from the input. and then we just copy this one. Because we want to check that the password are like they match before like we create a user, right? That's what we're checking here. Okay. And then if password, this is confirm password. Okay. Yeah, if password is different from confirm password, that means that they don't match. So now we return errors, password self that error class, and then here we pass the test. Password do not match. Try again. Okay. If not, self clean data. Okay, because this for the form, this runs when you click when you click submit, right? So when we click submit, we want to check like, hey, let me check if the password are okay. Okay. Okay, we have the sign up form. What's next is the change password. Okay, so now let's go create a new one. Change password form. Forms.model form. Okay. Remember, we have like a ID and the form, but this one is actually, let's put, we get forms that hidden input, right? We don't want the user to see that. Okay, so first we check the all password forms that char field. We get we can just copy this one from here. Paste it over here. All password char field, we get we can put the label here. Let's put the label all password required, of course. Let's put 2. Let's copy this one. Let's copy, paste it over here. New password. New password. Paste it over here. And then this one is the confirm password. And confirm new password. Okay. Okay. Here, class meta, and model, of course, user, and then fields. We set ID, all password, new password, and then confirm password. Okay. Now again, let's override the clean method. Self super change password form, self clean ID self clean data the get ID, right? And then password self that clean data that get, and then here we get all password. This is for our forms, remember? And then here, new password, here, confirm password, and here, confirm password. Okay. Now let's check. Let's get the user, right? User. Oops. Let's put it over here. User will be equal to user dot objects dot get. We're getting the user. We have the ID, so we can just search just directly for the ID. Okay, we got the ID. If not user, I mean, like we can. There is a method called like check password, and then we just pass the old password because we want to check that the user that's changing the password is the real user. No, not that they forgot to log out and the person just wants to change the password. So we want to check the old password first here. If not, if the user doesn't pass that, I mean that's not the user. So self, we can just, what is the error thing here? Oh yeah, we can just copy this one, paste it over here. Let's raise this error, and then here, all password self error class all password do not match. Try again. Okay, so if the user passed that, but the new password is different from the confirmed password, then we pass this one, new password, self error, passwords do not match. Okay, and then here, if it is true, then we return clean data. Okay, good. Yeah, that should be for the change password. Let's save that. Let's create a new form. Oops, class edit profile form, right? Okay. Forms that model form. Here we have the picture. Let's put the picture first. Forms that image field required, not necessarily. And then first name, chart field, we get forms that text input, put a max length of 50, and then this is requires false. Yeah. Paste it over here. Last name, same thing, la 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 la. Paste it right here. This is for the location. Text input, math length, let's put 25, required false. There is another field, URL, let's check. Location, URL, and profile. URL, let's put 100. And then profile info, or the profile info. Let me check the length. Profile info is like 150. Let's put 150 here. Okay, very good. Okay, class meta, again, model, profile. Wait, did we put profile? Just say yes. Profile, fields, picture, first name, last name, location, URL, and then profile info. Okay. Let's save that. Let's run the server. Okay, seems good. Okay, we have our forms. Oh, I think it's too big. Okay, we have our forms for sign up and registration and everything. So in the next video, we're going to work with the views. Yeah. So I'll stop here for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.